Joining me now is Luke Norman. He is the chair of US Gold Corp. Good to see you, Luke.
Good to see you too.
Now, we've talked to your company before, but not for a while. So let's refresh everybody, remind everybody about the three projects that you have, and especially the main one in CK in Wyoming.
Yeah, of course. So aside from Copper King in Wyoming, which is obviously our development stage asset, we'll talk to that at length, I'm sure, today. The big one that stands out is Keystone in Nevada. It sits very close to the Cortez complex. It's one of those dream come true exploration assets that we have. It's kind of our lady in waiting right now, but we're seeing the beginnings of a real gold bull cycle. So maybe it'll get its own air in the coming months.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe at what stage is that one at?
So pure exploration, but it's a full district scale, like 20 square miles of a standalone domal district in Nevada. So those unto themselves are very hard to come by. But this one in particular has the pedigree that stands alongside of the type of region that the Cortez region has become, of course, owned by Nevada Gold Mines or Barrick. There's 60 plus million ounces and counting within their regional, their district at Cortez. And we have kind of a lookalike.
Now, you said before that the way you want the team to operate is just the KISS principle, keep it simple. So you've got open pit, low strip ratio, you've got a refinery down the road. And so what are some of the key check marks, especially at CK, in terms of the boxes that checks?
Okay, number one, it's fully permitted. I think we're one of the few or only fully permitted shovel-ready projects in North America. And this is a copper gold project with a silver credit. All of those fit now federally within critical minerals within the US. So, to have a fully shovel-ready project like that is, I'd say, beyond unique. Just like our cap structure at US Gold Corp too. We're NASDAQ listed. We have just a little over 14 million shares outstanding as we speak today. So, yeah, I think the word unique, I might use it too many times, but we fit in that category.
Well, that's a tight structure,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then feasibility study is in the offing. Do you have a timeline for that?
Yeah, before the calendar end of this year.
Okay.
We're going full bankable. We came out with an updated pre-feasibility. One needs to look at who our CEO is, of course. Our CEO has built some of the largest gold mining operations on the planet, particularly his time with Barrick Gold. Now he's running and operating our company and projects. And we're all fired up, geared up, ready to go.
Now, the Capex is estimated at $277 million US.
Yeah.
And you said you've been talking to off-takers. Are there any updates on financing?
Well, that's going to be the definitive feasibility. A lot of question marks around that very low Capex. A rule of thumb would have a 20,000 ton per day operation like that at a much higher Capex. What leads us way left on the bell curve relative to development costs is the location of the project. We're 20 miles outside of a major resource hub, that is Cheyenne, Wyoming. To give people context, Cheyenne is an hour and 15 drive from Denver International Airport. We're right on the I-80 corridor. There's major rail roads all the way through to steel fabrication, fuel refineries, Dyno Nobel, the blasting agent. I could just read a list of very good reasons why it's such a low operating cost. But ultimately, a gig mining operation, not a fly in, fly out.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Luke, the stock has done quite well and has been added to the Russell 2000, the Russell 3000. So what impact will that have on the U.S. investor base, and what kind of feedback are you getting?
Well, it broadens our horizons from an investor viewpoint. We attracted all of the institutions that come along with the Russell. It also brings algorithms and short trading, but in a situation like ours with a very tight share structure, ultimately it's going to be massively beneficial. It validates us as a company, I guess, within the US investment community. We trade at greater than $10 US a share. So already all the boundaries that maybe exist for a small Toronto listed company, being penny stock designation, does not exist for us. So the Russell inclusion is really, I guess, a big validation of what we've done corporately.
Lastly here, gold's at an all-time high.
Mhm.
Gold companies, gold miners are doing very well in terms of their share price appreciation. But there are a lot of investors looking for all kinds of different sort of stories. You say you're unique. So give us the sort of summarize your thoughts and give us the overall investment case as to why U.S. gold is superior to other types of investments.
Well, the permitting is the big one. You know, even with the new administration that's come into the US, you know, they're pushing really hard to get other projects now permitted. They want development. They've brought all of these metals that are within our umbrella of our deposit into the critical minerals space. With an extremely tight share structure and a senior listed company in the US, clearly that opens the doors for us, unlike our peer group, to investment from retail investors in the US, as well as, you know, more non-traditional institutions that want to, you know, stake in the gold space. Now, why are we even more unique? Well, because we have this endowment of copper and gold in the US ready to go into production. The amount of capital that's out there that's excited about opportunities like this, you know, because there's very few of us, means that we're going to have a very low dilution rate from an equity perspective. I mean, keep in mind, you know, we're all shareholders. And being aligned as a manager, as an executive, as a director of a company with your shareholders is all important. And I think that gets lost through the dilutionary phase of a lot of juniors. With us, it has not. So we're investors and we're all about making the share price higher.
All right, great stuff. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update.
Thanks.
Luke Norman, Chair of U.S. Gold Corp.